Hey there, what's up? My name's Larry. I am a studio owner and filmmaker in Tampa, Florida. I've been working with the Canon R5C and trying to get it rigged up on the Ronin S2 gimbal and trying to get that as compact as possible, lightweight. I want to give it the amount of power to shoot 4K and a little bit of 8K, not doing RAW with it on the gimbal necessarily. I basically came up with a very compact rig that allows me to take the camera on and off the gimbal, put it on a tripod, and rig it in different ways with just the change of a few different items. So this is what I came up with. This is a quick rig that I built here. So on top is a OC T5 monitor. I've got a NICE rig handle, which uses the area locator pins there. Got a DJI mic receiver on there, side handle, the Black Mamba cage, and I have a HDMI cable adapter thing on the side that mounts it so you can plug into the side of the camera. So I'm gonna change this as quickly as I can over to the RS2. So we're gonna take off the side handle. That there. Actually I can leave the monitor plugged in, but it has to move. So let's get the gimbal ready first. So obviously, oops, do the right one. There we go. Okay, so the camera has to get turned off. Get rid of the battery. The LPE 6NH battery there. I did a special modification to the plate here. I took a Dremel and I dremeled out a notch so that it'll go into my Manfrotto tripods, and I also took off the little gear because it keeps getting in the way. So we got the Zite dummy battery. That goes in, close it up, slide the camera on. Get it just roughly where it needs to go. So I'm just gonna lock it down and take this handle. As you can see, we've got the back handle here from Small Rig. So now this handle comes off here and moves to the back, like so. Now that that's there, you can also plug in the USB, like so. Clamp that down, and now set the balance this way a little bit, pretty close. I've already pretty much pre-balanced this camera, so we should be in pretty good shape already. And oops, that's good there. That's good there. Power on the gimbal. Once the power comes on the gimbal, the camera actually will get the display. The LCD will go black. You can see there. Okay, so there we go. Now we've got a monitor. It is on basically two handles. The handle off the back here, and the camera is powered. I have a mic receiver. It's not on right now, but you can pick up the camera and operate it. And so there we go. We have camera operation like that. I can tilt the monitor up. I can see the monitor. I've got the finger control to tilt up and down, so I can come up to things, and that's the way it works. Okay, so a few things I didn't mention in the build there. Basically, it's like 12 or 13, maybe 14 different pieces to that whole entire build. First thing I would say is that really makes this possible is this little OC T5 monitor, little 5-inch monitor. I'm using an LPE 6 on the back because it's lightweight. It's a very efficient monitor. It runs for a while off that battery, which is cool. So it's sitting on this NICE rig handle, and I really like these 3/8 inch with the area locator pin. You know, they're keyed so that it'll go on to different things. It can go on top of the camera, it can go on the back of that handle on the RS2. Also can go on this side handle, which is really interesting. So it can be on the side of the camera, and I can put the Tascam mixer on the top of the camera, which, you know, blocks the cold shoe. So another little fun thing, I don't think I grabbed the link for it yet. I need to add it to the description. There are these little things, they're called sprigs, and it's like a little 1/4-20 threaded plastic thing, and you can put the little cable in there, and it you know, just helps keep cables tidy. So the thing that makes this work, and why I have a magic rig rather than a small rig, is that this is a NATO clamp that will open up big enough to go onto the NATO side of the Black Mamba cage. Really nice thing about that cage, you can also slide it in, but it's a little tricky, and also I have that HDMI port replicator kind of thing. It's a little extender on the side of the rig so that I can plug in full-size HDMI. Well, you can't get this on and off because it doesn't slide on the side of the cage, and that's one of the things that I noticed about one of the other small rig cages for the R5C, is that the clamp is different. The clamp on the Black Mamba cage is much better. It's somehow slimmer. I have more room to plug and unplug cables, so that's all a good thing. The whole rig going together like that, all these little pieces, like only these certain combination of pieces actually ended up working together. So I got a whole bunch of stuff's got to go back to Amazon. So what I end up with though is I end up with the ability to start and stop recording with the handle of the gimbal, which is really important to me, because you know, you're not sitting there hitting the button and like making the camera jiggle and all of that, and it's just much easier. So something else with the sliding plate, I want that on the camera not only to have better compatibility with the Manfrotto tripod plates. I have a Sackler that uses the same kind of plate as well, but when you pack this up, you can actually put this into like the back sleeve of a backpack, you know, that would normally be able to hold like a laptop or something like that. In 4K 24, I was getting like an hour, what is it, 100 minutes, so like an hour and 40 minutes, something like that. So I bought an extra RS2 handle battery, and I just swapped that out. It's a little more expensive than a Canon genuine battery, but when you're, you know, running around with a gimbal, it's obviously not the greatest situation to have to take the camera off to change a battery. So just changing a battery here is a little quicker. Like, I want it to be lightweight, I want it to be less gear, I want there to be like as few items as possible. So running a camera off the gimbal power is amazing. Now, the way you tell how much power is remaining, you just got to watch the lights on the gimbal itself. You do want to turn it on and off, like power the gimbal on and then turn the camera on, and then end your recording before you run out of battery power, otherwise you could corrupt the file. I did it a couple times just to try it, to see what happens when it completely runs out, and you turn the camera back on with a battery, and you end up getting that warning. It's got a file that needs to be repaired, and then you repair it, and it, you know, seemed to work fine with me, but I don't want to rely on that all the time, so that's the only thing to keep in mind. Anyway, if I'm taking the camera off to put it on a tripod, I want to start with fresh batteries anyway, so I've got, you know, LPE6s for that, or I could use a USB power bank. You can also rig a power bank on the side of that. You know, there's different ways of doing that. I've got the small rig thing like everybody else does. I was using this on a tripod the other day, and I just clamped it to the leg of the tripod, ran power up to the camera. You know, it's not a big deal. I could actually leave that on the tripod and go around, you know, carry it around, and it's, you know, just a little bit more weight, but then I'm not changing out batteries on the camera either, and I've got the ability to go I can shoot RAW as well, but I don't know how much I'm gonna do that. We'll see. I'm super happy with this rig. I think it's gonna do really well for a project I have coming up where I'm traveling and I need to be able to move around quickly. I need to be able to change between gimbal to tripod for interview to maybe a little handheld stuff that's not on the gimbal. So I think this is gonna be a really cool thing. So yeah, throw me some questions and I'll be happy to answer them. I'm gonna throw all of the items in the description bar below. And that's it.